Wait, I know everyone came for like the wild update things, but I just want to take a couple moments to talk about the mob vote. All right, please, please. So this year we could vote on three mobs again. So we had the Glare, the Allay, and the Copper Golem, and well, the Glare just got owned. Um, I'll talk about that in a second. There's something about it that's kind of weird and bothering me a bit. Copper Golem barely lost, and the Allay ended up winning. So, yay, I guess. Was the Allay the right choice? That is a question I actually have in my mind recently. I mean, I definitely voted for the Allay. Don't get me wrong. I love all the features of the Allay, but the Copper Golem had its own uses too. Be it they weren't the greatest, but like for builders, it was probably gonna be a lot of fun to have a Copper Golem. And like one of the devs said before, it would be nice to have it for like quote unquote living bases sort of deal. Bases that are like moving. And I can't help but kind of agree with that. It makes sense. So I don't know if Allay was the right choice. I mean I we'll just kinda have to wait and see. But overall, I think there's a lesson to be learned from the last 2 years mob votes, right? Because in both of those mob votes, they had mobs that we didn't know their features until last second, or what made them useful till last second. Because last year you had the Moo Bloom, which at the very end we were told is going to add a new flower. We had no clue what it would do, probably was just a new flower, but still, they announced that right at the beginning, right when everyone was voting. It was too late for anyone to swap their minds then. Same happened this year with the Glare, where they mentioned that it can be lit up things, right? But no, it's too late. No one changed their mind. So in the end, the Glare like lost too. So both of those things are just interesting to think about because in general, was that really a good decision? I don't know. That's up for people to decide. Okay, now that I'm done talking about that, let's move into the actual wild update stuff because there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to talk about. First thing I want to talk about, the cities. Holy crap, the cities. They are amazing. All right. Those things look amazing, and I'm terrified because the Warden is actually looks terrifying. Especially since we'll cover that in a second, or I guess maybe a minute. I don't know, counting. Who needs it? So in the center of the cities, right? There's this giant structure that they mentioned multiple times, but if you look on top of it, there's like weird blocks. I don't know what they are, but they're a thing. And in the hallways of the in the like of the cities, the floor seems to be made out of wool, so I say if you're gonna be moving around in there, that is probably your best bet. And yet again, in the center of the cities, like with those blocks and stuff, right, with a giant structure, there's like redstone lamps surrounded by posts, and I wonder if there's like Sculk sensors on top of the posts. And there's also something inside the structure, which I don't know what that is. It's a thing. The Sculk catalyst seems interesting because I wonder if it counts if a player doesn't kill the mob, because I think that's what they were talking about. But at the same time, I'm unsure because I don't know if they'd ever add anything like that. But it's a possibility. Because I think having a AFK EXP farm that doesn't require a bunch of setup is kind of cool. Of course, you'd still have to find a way of breaking the blocks, but the Skulk Shrieker is a living nightmare. No, like for real. Because I'm pretty sure you can pick it up, and if you can, that means that you can place them on the surface of the world. And while they do give the darkness effect, which is one I'm not actually worried about, can it spawn a warden on the surface? real quick, can it spawn like that'd be terrifying. Just placing it around a friend's house and then just placing like a Sculk sensor. Boom, instantly dead. The Warden's seen a lot of changes over time. Like, just this Minecraft Live just detailed a lot more things about it. Especially the sense of smell and the fact it comes from the ground could be interesting. And beyond that, it's no longer something you have to encounter if you're very, very careful. Which is nice in its own way. Actually, that's very, very nice overall. It's not even like its own way sort of deal. The mangroves seem really, really cool, honestly. The fact that there's a sapling you can plant underwater, and the saplings aren't just gotten from the leaves, and instead you kind of have to pick them off the tree, is really, really cool. And I think the fact that it has roots and adds a new wood type to the game is honestly also really, really cool. It's just a nice thing to have in general. And the new biome that goes with it looks really sick. I wonder if it's gonna replace all swamps, but the fact that they specified it was a mangrove swamp tells me probably not. But if it does, then that's that. Mud seems like a really nice block. I know I said really a lot now, but just yes. But honestly, like the texture it adds is pretty cool. I mean, I know there's people that are calling it like a brown block, but I see more of it like a purplish block. I mean, it's not purely purple. And the renewable clay that comes with it and the crafting of mud are both very unique to the game in a way that nothing else is. Okay, hear me out. Mud bricks might be the best block in this entire update that we've seen so far. Because I can see all the possibilities with mud bricks. You can build like desert temples with it because it could go really well with the desert area because of how the bricks look. It kind of reminds me of Minecraft dungeons, to be honest. Frogs seem like one of those things I am not likely to touch unless they really do go through with giving all three a use. There's not much more to say about them. I mean, they kind of exist, and we've already known they were coming to the game eventually. I have a pretty good feeling that the Firefly is is a dynamic particle. I don't think they're gonna add a mob that is just 2 pixels and like some like glows sometimes. I feel like it's just an animated like particle that just flies around randomly. Is that it? Is that everything I need to cover? It is. I mean, I guess there's tadpoles too, but there's not much to talk about. I guess it's an interesting dynamic because most of the other mobs are just smaller versions. But you know, other than that, that was all I needed to cover. Thank you guys for watching, and the subscribe button exists. Please. I'm kidding. I'm not gonna be a sellout. I guess I did just kind of sell out, but like, I'm not gonna be a maximum sellout. But that's all there is to like talk about. This was just my thoughts on the wild update, and thank you for watching.